tighten up, bro. Like, what you mean? Put some more money on that check. What you talking about? That'll help me de-stress.
Right? That'll light me right up.
Right. Right. Okay, what it do, family? Welcome back to Relationship Wise. It's your boy Terrell. And the queen herself has returned. Everybody say what's up to Tasia. Hey, she back. She back. How does it feel being back, baby?
I don't feel no different.
I mean, we in a house, so we live here.
Exactly.
So it's like, I guess, yeah. So yeah, man, today's episode is gonna be about like work-life balance. Just learning to balance, your relationships, making sure work ain't stressing you out, and if it is, some quick tips on how to, finesse. Because y'all already know. I even tell y'all what to do because y'all should know by now.
Some people don't know. Some people are slaves to the job.
No. I'm talking about for YouTube,
for
the
subscribe,
Apple Podcasts, et cetera, et cetera. I ain't even gonna tell y'all. And also too, I heard that YouTube's algorithm be sometimes tripping when you tell people what to do. So I'ma just, I'ma leave it up to y'all. You feel me? However this show brings you value, show your support. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, baby. So why do you think people have such a problem with work-life balance? Right? Like, when it comes to like setting boundaries, things like that, or, prioritizing tasks.
So when you say setting boundaries, you mean like setting boundaries with what? The supervisor or like the task itself at work?
Let's start with supervisor.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of an example of like, and what way that you need to set a.
Like, for example, like, let's say a supervisor is always asking you to stay later than what's comfortable for you. How do you set boundaries with that?
Tell them no.
Just tell them no?
Yeah, I work from 9 to 5. Unless you pay me extra money, then I might think about it.
Yeah.
Other than that, you have to see me at 9 o'clock the next day.
Yeah. That's good. That's fact. It's funny. I was watching a podcast the other day, and it was a dude that said that he was like, a lot of times, CEOs, people who create companies, managers, supervisors, etc., they feel like, because we have such an amazing culture at the job, why isn't people, staying? And it's like, he's like,
because
real
I also
cost
have a life.
Like, exactly. He's like, the real cost is like, yo, y'all need to pay people more. Like, people still need to feel like they're being compensated fairly for their work. And I'm like, that's hella bad.
Like there's been times I did overtime at work. Or I meant to say there's times where I actually helped more at work, but y'all was also paying me for that. So now if you're not going to pay me, what am I doing it for?
Right. Exactly.
Like,
or like in the
I
past,
need an incentive.
Or I remember in the past, when I was working at valet, there would be some times where I'd go over my 40 hours because I was supposed to be a part-time worker. I'm like, okay. So because I went over my 40 hours my 80 hours for 2 weeks, they would like roll that over to the next pay period. And I'd be like, bruh, like, because they were afraid of corporate saying, why does this person have over 40 hours? We can't pay them overtime.
Sometimes you could put more hours on the same paycheck. It doesn't have to be titled overtime. They could just call it straight time. Just like regular pay, your regular hours.
But I think it's a little different between being part-time and full-time.
No.
Because I could be wrong, but at least at the time, that was like 2015. So at the time, I'm assuming there was probably some kind of a difference where it's like, they ain't want to mess with the company policy or whatever. And I'm like, bruh, no. Yeah, that's right. So, yeah. But another thing.
So that was setting boundaries with, supervising. And what was the other one? Setting boundaries with the tasks?
Prioritizing tasks. Yeah. What happened?
I'm trying to think. I'm like
halfway asleep. Listen, y'all, I ain't gonna hold y'all.
No, not halfway asleep, but like I'm trying to think about a scenario or a good example to talk about in like doing tasks.
I have a couple, but it's specifically to me, like being a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, one of the ways that I prioritize tasks.
Oh, you bring stuff home.
No, I don't.
Sometimes you be in here on the weekend doing
IEP.
Yeah, like
well, that's different, right?
But that's work.
It is work, but so okay, right. So let's talk a little bit about prioritizing tasks like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it depends. Especially when I first started my job, I didn't know how to prioritize anything. Let me say that properly.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know how to prioritize a damn thing. You feel me? Because I was just lost in the sauce. I didn't know how. I knew that I needed a process. I knew that I needed to figure out, okay, if I'm gonna do 4 sections of an IEP, okay, I'm gonna take 30 minutes Monday, 30 minutes Tuesday, et cetera, and do that process. So the week before it's due, I could submit it. It's good. Da, 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 da. I knew that I could do that, but I didn't know how to implement it in a way that was like feasible. You feel me? I was just like, I'll just get done, but I want to get done. And I didn't think about the way it could have been better, and I was like, now you got to tighten that up.
Well, sometimes last school year that you came with IEPs, working on something that you be like, oh, I'm like, what you doing? You like, oh, I forgot to do something, or so I'm doing it now, and I'm like,
yeah, but
it's the weekend.
It is the weekend, and she's right. She's right. I am fucking up. But also, too, I think I was probably working. I probably started working a double job. So because I was such a new process, I didn't know how to, process the new job and making the best use of my time at work, because sometimes it could just be, you feel me, overwhelming, or I'd be like, oh, it's too much going on. But yeah, so.
Or there's some people that stress about work at home.
Yeah.
Like the tasks like they didn't probably get complete or whatever. Because I have a coworker that does that. And she's like, oh, like last night I was thinking about this and like not stressing about it, but like, and I'm like, not me. I say, I don't even think about this place once I leave. Yeah. Once I'm in the car, that's it.
Yeah. And I had to learn to do that. How you do that? How do you not let work affect you as much? Because I feel like I let it affect me.
What do you mean by
I'm better now? But hold on, I'm better now, but I feel like I somehow still worry about the stress of work. Like, dang, I ain't get this task done. Dang, I feel like I need to finish this. Or dang, that's still gonna be on the back of my mind when I'm home. How do you allow yourself to be at home when you're at home and work when you're at work? What's like a tip for you? What's a mindset tool that you have that makes it so easy for you?
I think it's just more my personality.
Okay.
Because how I don't be caring about stuff. If I don't have an interest in it, I'm not doing it. I think it's just my personality.
Yeah.
So when I do work, I'm doing work. I'm not stressed about nothing when I get home. I'm not even thinking about this place. Time I get home, I might talk about my day, 5 minutes. After that, I barely remember what I did that day because it's out of my mind.
Yeah.
I may know, like, there may be times where I know I need to go into work and handle something.
Yeah.
Once I get there to finish a task that was there the day prior, but I'm not stressing myself, losing sleep or whatever about it. I just know I got to get it done when I get back at work.
Fair. I think because my job is such whatever you don't handle today, you have to handle tomorrow. Like whether it's keeping up with parents or IEP, or you have to keep everything is what's the word I'm looking for? There's a pace to everything, right? So like, you know what I'm saying? You got to do these 3 or 4 lessons within this week to make sure you have grades for the grade book. And if like a student was acting up, you like, dang, I ain't get a chance to do that reading assignment like I needed to. So there's that level of.
I think I also tend to do that naturally, like one thing at a time.
Yeah.
I don't let. I may have multiple things to do at work, but I don't let the fact that I have to do so many things overwhelm me. It's just one thing at a time. Take one thing at a time. Unless you have something that you need to prioritize over other. Okay, put that one in the front, and then keep going one at a time.
And how can you tell? I'm sorry. How can you tell it when something is priority?
I guess based off the urgency of it.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Or the time sensitive of it. If it needs to be done right away, if it, I don't got time to wait, or if I know what I need to do needs to go to a different department, and they might not get it done right away. They turnaround time is kind of, so I might need to just go ahead and put that first, so they got time to do that.
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
Facts.
Yeah. Because
yeah, and that's fair because like motherfuckers they gonna try like your bosses and them they gonna finesse. And I had to learn that. Like I used to think I don't know what it is about me trying to be fucking Superman all the time, but I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna have to let this job be. Like I'm gonna have to let y'all handle things that I don't necessarily need to handle. And I had to learn that because I feel like I'm always like a take charge type person, and it's like, oh, I can do it. It's like, nah, you set yourself up for failure because I'm not Superman. I can't do everything. So, yeah.
I feel like I'm take charge too, but like only because I like to see stuff get done in a timely manner. Like, why are we sitting on this?
Yeah,
go ahead and do it.
Same. But the difference, I think, because I'm a teacher and you work at a bank, the difference is when you take charge of something at school, there's no structure around it. With tasks at a bank, I think it may be like you have.
What do you mean, like A, B, the structure in it?
So for example,
I mean, I used to sub, so I know.
No, I feel you. But let me give you an example. So for those who don't know, I used to teach, or I still teach ESC. But one thing will happen will be like, okay, well, Mr. Simpkins, you'll be in charge of doing Down syndrome day.
Okay.
Or you'll be in charge of doing this task for something. And it's like when I get ready to start doing it, it's so much like politicking. It's so much groundwork that you got to do even before you introduce that to admin per se. That like if all your ducks ain't in a row or you didn't get that lesson plan, those lessons done that week, it's like, why am I trying to do this thing even though I want to show inclusion and when I barely got all this stuff together. And then once you, let's say you do have everything together, when you show up, it's like you have to organize it yourself. And then everybody follows your lead. It's like nobody comes and helps you. You got to just do the shit. And I'm like, nah, bro. Well, and I think that varies from school to school because some schools they like there's more people like you. Where at some of the schools that I've worked at, it's like when you on your own, you got to figure it out. And then people be bitching at you when you don't do it by the book, but then nobody wants to help you. And it's like, bro, like, come on now. Like, y'all got to help me. You feel me? Like, help me help y'all. What you talking about? Y'all want school spirit, but ain't nothing spirited about y'all. Come on, tighten up, man. Yeah, sorry. So I'm telling you. And there's been multiple examples of it, even beyond me. You know what I mean? So yeah.
What's another boundary that you think? I mean, I was gonna say one. Back to like what we were saying, like having a life.
Yeah.
More like taking your time off. That's what I meant to say. And I'm like, I'm trying to get my thoughts together.
Yeah, you fine. You fine.
Taking that time.
See what happens when you take a break from podcast, your brain don't be. And also, I ain't gonna hold y'all. It is rainy outside, so it's like niggas want to just. But yeah, sorry. Go ahead, baby.
Take your time off.
Yeah. Take that break. Yeah.
The shot don't be caring about you.
That's true. How often do you think people should take breaks from work? Like, should you take a break whenever you feel like it, or is there like a structure to it, or making sure that?
I know my assistant manager, what I noticed that she does, because we're able to see the calendar for everybody who put in time. Yeah. But I noticed that, and even she said it, that she takes a time off every 3 months. So pretty much every quarter. And even, but even some more times than that. But for sure, you're going to see her every 3 quarters having every quarter having some time off. And I'm like, dang, I probably need to start doing that. But I take my time anyway, so I don't have that problem. But to have it more like spread out in a time frame, so because by the time the next quarter come around, you might be like, I'm sick of this place and need a break. So that makes sense. So
take your mental health days. Take use that PTO when necessary, bro. Because at least for me, I mean, luckily I'm a teacher, so I get almost 1 day a month off automatically, almost, with the exception like maybe like March. Even then, like March or like April or something, are the only 2 months that we don't have a day for maybe October. But every other like month we got something. So it's like we cool. And then on top of that, these kids can be a handful. So even then it's like
any job could be a handful.
True.
Like just companies in general could like be a handful. And like a red flag is when your human resources send emails talk about burnout, how to deal with burnout. So you burning me out. And you send us emails talking about how to deal with burnout.
Facts. That's true.
Excuse me, what? At this, you might as well send me an email saying, "Oh, I'm gonna need you to take some time off, get some rest." Right. Like, how you gonna tell me you stressing me out?
Listen, and then tell me tips on how to de-stress after work. Nah,
what?
Tighten up, bro. Like, what you mean? Put some more money on that check. What you talking about? That'll help me de-stress.
Right? That'll light me right up.
Right. That's funny. What about, I guess, learning to say no, or learning to say no on the job? Like, I feel like there's a way that people should learn to say no to like bosses when it comes to like doing extra tasks, or which I already know you're good at. Which I don't want to get into specifics about like some of the days that you don't want to take off or whatever, but or you don't want to necessarily work, so to speak. But yeah, like learning to say no, I think is important too, because we have commitments. You know what I'm saying? We got families. We a family.
I feel like that only works for certain people. But like regular lower employees, when they may have the ability to say no. Some don't know how to do it. They need to learn. But I feel like the people that struggle, I'm speaking from job experience, but like what I feel like the people who struggle to say no, or like not even just say a full flat no, but almost like what's the word I'm looking at? Negotiate something. To like be like, maybe we should like go have a conversation about it. Don't just take what upper management says. And then and I feel like a lot of supervisors don't have that ability to
negotiate.
And I'm like, how y'all just agreeing to this? Like y'all don't be like, that don't make sense. Like upper management will come down and say, okay, these are the goals we need your area to meet. These are the goals your individual employees should meet.
Right.
And you as managers. And then when I look at the goals, I'm like, this is not realistic at all. So nobody, every single manager just sat around and said, you know what? Okay. All right. And then pass the information on. Like, y'all ain't look at this and be like, okay, come on. Maybe we need to have a conversation with it, because
this ain't practical. Sense. This don't work.
Yeah. And I feel like that's the people who struggle the most. I don't know. Maybe they feel like they just have to go with it. Or
because they probably are in between a rock and a hard place where it's like they have more power than a regular employee, but they don't have as much power as upper management. So it's I hear what you're saying,
but then sometimes when you hear from upper management and they be talking, they almost don't even know that we have a certain opinion about it, or feel like it's not realistic because nobody's speaking up.
Gotcha.
Like nobody's saying anything, so they thinking it's cool until they really start to go individually to different people, and then we're like, okay.
Then they had to reevaluate.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying like supervisors have to be better at defending their employees and the people who are in their staff and they for lack of a better word, unit.
Yeah, I mean, if one person at least says something, then I would think the upper management person would go to each individual manager and be like, what you think? I heard that this is this. How do you feel about it?
Right.
Like
Yeah. That's fair. That's true. And I think that people should take that route more, because like when you like, that isn't feasible or then it at least gives upper management the mindset to say, okay, what can be a workaround? Okay, how can we break this up into chunks as opposed to like doing it in the way I think it should be done, but it's like, nah, that ain't gonna work. Yeah,
so I guess you should have more. It's not the ability to say no,
but the ability
as an employee, but an ability to kind of voice your professional opinion and be like, kind of negotiate something around it, not just take what they saying. If you feel like it's not doable or it's not realistic, then maybe you should be like, okay, don't just be like, okay, and then be talking shit behind the scenes and be like, oh, they always coming up with this stupid shit, like, and they don't even think about it. Like,
and how's it gonna affect us?
Yeah, maybe you should just say something like.
Okay, that's fair.
I was like, they can't fire you for voicing your opinion. They may try, but then that's wrongful termination. Yeah, then that's a lawsuit. So
they got to be careful.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So enough about work. Now let's talk a little bit about life. Okay. What's some tips for like unplugging after work? Right. Like what are some ways that you could disconnect from like work related stuff and avoid checking emails or checking work calls and stuff like that?
You mean like when you get home and stuff? I mean, not have your work email on you. Oh, it depends on the type of job, because some people have like to have their work email on them. Yep. It depends on the job. Yeah, on the job itself. If it's like a corporate, things happen over the weekend type of job, like maybe.
Right.
But don't be.
But for regular average workers, what would you say? What would you say to help them unplug? Because like for me,
don't put that work email on your phone.
Facts. That's one. Like I got my work email. I got the Outlook on my phone.
But I don't got no notifications. Yeah,
the notifications is silent.
Don't put the notifications, because then you're gonna try to see what's going on, what's happening. Like
Gmail is my personal email, and like, excuse me. Gmail is my personal email, and like I hate when I get a notification from them. I'm like, nah, this ain't it. This ain't it at all. So I can only imagine how to have my work email like notifications on all the time. Nah,
I gotta get my personal emails notification, because if I don't check my email every day,
no, facts.
I need a notification to see if it's something important or not. Then I know I need. Okay, let me go ahead and read this email. Yeah, and see what it's talking about. Most of it's junk, but like
facts. But I'm saying, because I know, like, I look down and see like how useless that personal email may be. If my work email was on my phone, I'd be like every other second, because sometimes I'll get caught in the trap for like 10 minutes checking emails, and I'm like, yeah, bro, you got to chill out with this. This is you doing too much. And like working at a school, it's a little different, because like you really have to check your email, like, because sometimes
like when you're at home.
No. No. I'm just saying in general. Okay. Like it could be a meeting that comes up, or whatever. But at home, if I was to see it, I would assume that what's coming in that work email is important, because it's in the work email, and I barely get any junk stuff to my work email. So you feel me? So it's like if I see something come through, I'm like, what's that? So yeah, okay. And scheduling a personal time. All right. What do you think people should do, or how do you think people should schedule their personal time? Like, and do you think it's important?
What you mean by schedule a personal time? Like days off?
No. Like just like you schedule meetings, or setting a time aside for like hobbies, podcasting.
Okay.
Doing things that you like to do. You know what I'm saying? Exercise, family, spending time with family, relaxation.
I mean, I feel like we shouldn't have to tell nobody how to do that. Like,
you'd be surprised. But go ahead.
Because that's what you do on the weekend.
I mean,
anyways.
True.
Like, so I'm not understanding. I don't get it.
I think for you, because it's so natural to you, you thinking like, oh yeah, everybody do this. But imagine, okay, for lack of a better example, let's say you were talking to, I'm gonna be kind of cryptic, a person whose initials is, fuck it, I'm just saying, my mom, right? Somebody who like my mama. Because I was gonna say, because I'm like, I ain't like, wanna, talk shit about mama. But yeah, like, see how my mom can't be somewhat of a workaholic. What advice would you give her for scheduling the personal time? like, cause she like always on the phone, always on this, and it's like, nah.
It's like I don't even know if your mama get personal time, to be honest.
So what tips would you give? Oh man, yeah.
I mean, she knows how to do the boundaries, like letting work go, but that's I only really see her do that when she like have a vacation or something like that.
Yeah.
And barely that. So, it's her situation is kind of difficult because she's a lawyer.
Yeah, she's a lawyer, and
she can hit the fan at any moment. So it's kind of like that ain't a good option scenario to go.
Okay, fair. What about someone like me who got 2 jobs? Like, how do you think you should? How do you think I should schedule personal time?
I mean, you do a good job at it already. Like you make time to work out, even though it is with your coworkers and stuff. Yeah. But y'all work out.
Yeah.
And
I do set aside time to spend time with you. And I think one of the ways I do that is I literally schedule my days. So like I know Tuesday and Thursday off rip I'm working out. Like no matter what goes on, I'm working out. Like yeah. So and then on top of that too, if I know that there's something special coming up for us, or even something like as simple as wanting to go watch a movie that we know is coming out, like no one says, okay, if it's like Thursday, Friday when I get paid, I'm like, all right, babe, we finna go to the movie Sunday, or we finna you know. So yeah, that's that. I do try to schedule out my life in the same way I schedule out my work. So yeah, okay. That's
why I'm not understanding the question, because I'm like, for the people who's working Monday through Friday and y'all home on the weekend, what are you doing? Like, are you not relaxing? Are you not?
Some people can be all over the place though. But yeah, fair.
I'm like, you not working on the weekend. I hope not, because that needs to stop.
Fact.
But that's why I'm not understanding the question. Like, what are you? Why are we?
why are we even working? Entertaining that?
Yeah,
I got you.
That's not even entertaining that, but like, it's the weekend. You should be relaxing, sleeping in, or I don't know. If y'all like just have a weekend breakfast on the weekend, you cook the breakfast. I don't know if you do self-care, or maybe that's why you need the days off. Because if you got kids, then you need them to be in school for you to get a day of relax.
Yeah. And even one of my coworkers, I remember Pascal. Shout out to Miss Pascal. I remember one time she said, she had on a random weekend, she had her husband pay for her to stay in a hotel, away from the kids, away from the husband. I'm like, I ain't gonna hold you. I would do that for you. If you know what I'm saying? If you were overwhelmed or if you wanted a break.
I'd do that for myself.
Shit. Exactly. Because, just a day to be Tasia. Or days to be Tasia, without having to be mom or a wife or, look after anybody. Yeah. I ain't gonna hold you. I'll do that shit. But I feel like dads, the type of dad I want to be and the type of husband I feel like I am, I'm probably gonna need it, but we're gonna see.
Yeah, because you just have a lot in your head.
Yes, I do.
You just gonna need a moment of silence. You gonna.
All right. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
You're gonna need a moment of silence.
Yeah.
You probably gonna decompress in your car before you come inside, type of thing.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Hopefully, this takes off. So that we able to just chill and be at home with the kids and live like we want. You know what I mean? So yeah. So what kind of prompted this episode was the fact of how the lady in Arizona, I think she's the lady in Arizona who passed away.
Yeah, I don't know how old she was. I can't remember.
I think she was in her 60s.
Yeah, something like that. I know she was up there in age, but she wasn't like elderly,
Yeah.
In Arizona, she worked at Wells Fargo, like maybe like office space type of thing. The employees there were saying that most of them were remote anyways.
Yeah.
And like barely people were in the office type of thing. So apparently she got up, her normal routine, clocked in at 7:00.
Yeah.
And then she didn't come home that night. And apparently, I guess 4 days later, they found her body in her office space. Co-workers were saying that her cubicle was not like in the main walkway. It was like kind of like ducked off. And they were also saying like, oh, they had smelled a foul odor in the building, but they kind of chucked it up to like a plumbing issue or whatever. Yeah. And I think security is on site 24/7. So some of the employees were saying like, oh, the employees are anonymous who they didn't want to be seen. Mm-hmm. One of them, the news person said they didn't want to be seen or they didn't want their voice to be heard because they want to keep their job. Okay. And I'm like, so because they saying like, oh, Wells Fargo need to change this. They got security. How did not security see it? I'm like, in my mind, that's not the issue. Yeah. I don't know if she was married. I didn't look into the whole family side of which I would. Some part, even if she wasn't. Right. This is somebody who clocked into work. Right. 7 o'clock, didn't show up home. Mm-hmm. If she got older kids, a husband, family that she talked to on a regular at night, nobody said, I ain't heard from them. Mm-hmm. She might be like, she not missing. Mm-hmm. Nobody really just checked on her. Yeah, for 4 days. It's crazy. Yeah. That's not the point. That the job, she was in there and nobody noticed. Y'all already said that most of y'all work remote. I'm pretty sure security is not walking the building for people who not even there. Yeah, and also she was supposed to be in a back corner or something like that. Yeah, that where a cubicle is. And I'm like, okay, I don't know if she was the type of person that did come to work. Yeah. She was the only one that did want to go into the office type of thing. Mm-hmm. Or she was just there randomly. Yeah. Don't know that situation. Mm-hmm. But you mean to tell me nobody went to the cops, reported her missing? Yeah. And then, okay, where was the last time that you saw her? Where was the... Oh, she went to work at 7 and like y'all could have found her the next, if not the same day, maybe the next day after, because she was at work. Like, yeah, what do you mean? Right. That's and then what's crazy. It is crazy. 4 days. And then what's crazy is that this is why we say you got to have a work-life balance. Not because she passed. She probably passed for natural causes or whatever. Causes, yeah. But sad to say, now that she passed, her position probably up already. Yeah. Next day, looking for her next person to come fill her spot. Yeah. So don't be working all hard for these companies because they gonna... And then neglecting yourself at the same time. Exactly. Yeah. Hell yeah. Exactly. Yeah, and to give more context, right? The lady's name was Denise. I hope I'm not mispronouncing this. Denise Prodholm. She's 60 and she worked at Wells Fargo. And she scanned into the building at 7 a.m. on August 16th and for 4 days. 4 days? Just sitting there. Just there. And they said they smells a foul odor? Nah, bro. So, yeah, for me, this work-life balance got to be a life-life balance. Because, like, what? like, nah, man. I don't ever want to give so much of myself at a job that I lose myself in the process. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I get that some people, we living in inflated times, everything is going up. I get it. I'm not knocking that, but like to the point where you die, nah, that's crazy. Yeah, granted, again, like we were saying, times, but you just go there, clock in, do your work, clock out, and go home. Yeah, but like she was saying, it's not necessarily the work was the real problem. She could have died, however, but to me, you dying and then nobody finding your body for 4 days. 4 days? I'm just confused why it took so long. I could see not the day that she died, the next day they found her. Mm-hmm. What you say? August 16th? What day was that? What day of the week? Yeah. Let me check. Let me check too. That was a Friday. Mm-hmm. Oh, but still, they had on-site security. Like, and what you call it? Yeah, so maybe the security wasn't doing his job. Even from the article, it says that. But still, even if it was a Friday, they have round the clock security or presence in the building. Yeah, even if it was a Friday, some of her family members should have reported her missing because for her not to be home all weekend, I'm sure y'all went to the house, knocking on the house. Where's she at? Right. Somebody, even if she was living alone, like somebody had to be missing this lady. Yeah. Fact. And then security, maybe that's the issue. What security company Wells Fargo are using? Because maybe they need to get the chopper block. They could have found the lady too. Because I don't know if y'all do a sweep of the building before everybody leave or after everybody leave. Even though if you in the building, as security, if you know everybody leave at a certain hour, okay, let me go ahead and do my round. Walk. Y'all probably could have found her a little sooner.
Yeah. I know listen, I know they're gonna tighten up security now. Security gonna have to check every nook, cranny, crease, and crevice, bitch. Cause this lady was in there for ain't no way. Ain't no way. Bro.
Yeah, that is crazy.
That's crazy. What do you think about 4 days gone? And she was dead for all 4 of them.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what time of the day she passed, but
yeah, I mean, I don't know. It says on August 20th on the site reported finding an employee possibly dead in a cubicle on the building's 3rd floor. Authority said Pradham was pronounced dead at 4:55 p.m. according to Tempe police. Let's see, they were saddened at the loss, but it doesn't say how long she was dead. Like it doesn't say.
Yeah, it's probably not going to say all of that. But well, you know, she died that day because she didn't come home that night.
Yeah.
So
which is ridiculous. But yeah, it's crazy. She signed to work 7:55 a.m. Ain't leave the building. Oh, she ain't leave the building alive. Crazy. That's hella crazy. But we here. Any last thoughts before we clock out, babe?
Sick.
It's funny because that's just my new phrase now. I just clock out. Yeah.
Oh, we can mention how we was gonna do the 75 hard.
Oh yes, we are gonna do 75 hard. So so next week we start 75 hard. All right, next week.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Not today. Next week, in 1 week from today, we will start 75 hard challenge. So by the time this comes out, we'll let y'all know how it's going so far. But yeah, we'll start 75 hard challenge.
So you can follow us on
follow us on IG to keep up with what we got going on, man. I wonder. I'll probably link the Terall Tasia fitness page, and I need to make you like an admin on there too, or whatever, so that we could post and whatever. Woo, boy, we about to hold up.
And then listening. Well, for the people who don't know what 75 hard is, you work out twice a day for 45 minutes. One of them has to be outside.
Correct.
You have to read 10 pages of I'm going to say a book. It says non-fiction book, but that's not up my alley.
Also, you got to take a picture of yourself every day, which you probably just going to do a week.
Once a week, yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
And then obviously stick to a diet, whatever diet that you want to stick to. No alcohol.
No alcohol. Yeah, and
I think that's it.
That's about it, right? Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
So, so we're gonna see how we go. I like it. Like I told her.
Oh, drink a gallon of water a day. That's what it is. Yeah.
Okay, so we got drink a gallon of water a day. Read 10 pages of a nonfiction book
or a regular book.
What is it called? Workout twice a day, 45 minutes each. One has to be outside. And what was the last one?
Then your diet.
And you just stick to a diet. Like, okay. Yeah. I ain't gonna hold you. Only because I know I got stuff. I'm busy coming up soon. I might do a 50 hard, but we gonna see. If I can do it, if I feel like at 50, I'm like, all right, I can still keep going. I'm push to 75, but we gonna see because I know I got some coursework I gotta take just to finish up my certification and stuff. But yeah, so 75 hard.
You can do 75. You really not nothing else to it, but what the reading is what you talking about you gonna have a problem with, or the working out?
Well, really the reading and just making the mental space to commit to that, because I'm gonna have 2 classes. It's not like it's gonna be one. I'm gonna have 2, and they going on at the same time. So as long as the coursework is easy to do, I'll be fine.
As long as you get the workout in, that's really what the change is supposed to be. Really, yeah. I mean, your mental change too, but yeah, we doing it for the weight loss purpose of it. So if you get the workout in, then you should be fine. Just do 75 days.
All right. Like I said, we gonna see.
Because I'm not, you worrying about not reading. I'm not reading no nonfiction book. I'm reading fiction.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't do a nonfiction book. I'm gonna read a page or two and then put it down and not pick it up again.
Yeah,
I just don't.
That's your bag.
No.
I mean, hey. So listen, we're gonna do a 75 hard modified challenge for Tasia, but whatever. But long as she get the results, that's really what counts.
Exactly.
You feel me? So yeah, I'm with that. But yeah, so 75 hard. And listen, man, hey, let your life be a good life, right? Don't let work stress you out. Any other last thoughts, baby?
No, that's about it.
That's about it? Okay. So this has been Relationship Wise. Love y'all. Peace.